Hey everyone, Oz here. We are doing another interview with one of my members. I have Ricardo here, who recently started out with my program. Hey Ricardo, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing fantastic. How about yourself, Ash?
I am doing great, man. Great to be finally meeting you here in front of the camera. So Ricardo,
Yes.
for those of you who might not know you in my YouTube channel, can you give a little brief rundown of who you are and what you've been doing prior to the Blueprint?
Yes. I'm Ricardo Wilkinson. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, and I joined the financial industry about 3 years ago. Prior to that, I was working at warehouse doing 10 to 15 hours, and I have kids, and I would never see my kids. I would miss every birthday. It was very, very tough. And I said, well, I need to be there for my kids, but I need to make money. So what can I do? So I was dibbling and dabbling through the merchant cash advance world, and I said, I need a little bit of help because you need support. There's a lot of things that you don't know in this industry, and some people will tell you that do it this way, but you try that way is wrong. So you definitely need a team behind you.
Absolutely. And you kind of try to do this yourself, right? You dabble a little in there. And what have you found out when you
Yes.
try, what kind of challenges did you have when you were trying to do it yourself?
The challenge is when you're trying to do it yourself, you don't know if the lenders that you're dealing with is really brokers, and you don't know if you're submitting a deal to someone that's going to steal your deal. You don't even know if they're going to pay you. So it's a lot of risk that you put in up that you may not get paid.
That's a great and very important point, and I don't think many people understand it. Like, you can go ahead and become an ISO tomorrow. That's not the issue, right? You don't need to be licensed, or you can just start doing it. But the main problem is you're not funding deals with your own money. So your biggest partner are the lenders who fund the money. But the challenge is
Right.
to find who the real lenders are. The counter argument would be, well, Oz, Ricardo, why don't I just go to Google and just look up lenders and build my own list and start submitting deals? The problem is you don't really know if they're direct lenders or not. Just because they say they are direct lenders on their website does not make them a direct lender. And what could end up happening is you sign up with someone as an ISO and you get a deal in the pipeline and you want to submit it, and it turns out this guy is another middleman. So you're sending your deal through a
Yes.
middleman, and he'll take it and he'll send it to a direct lender. Now, this has two biggest disadvantages. One is your commission is cut at least by half, sometimes maybe more. The other option is they can just take your file and come back and tell you, hey, Ricardo, man, this file doesn't look good. We submitted it and it didn't get approved, and you don't know enough. You're like, well, I guess I'll just go find more deals. But they fund it behind you, so they take your. So when you say backdooring, that's what it means in this industry, right? So it's just when you're willingly giving your deal to someone who's not a direct lender, who's kind of portraying themselves to be a direct lender, which is a big problem. So you're putting all this effort to get this deal going, and you might just lose it, and there's not much you can do. That's pretty bad. That would piss anyone off, I believe. And you're saying that was
Yes.
that was a problem that you came across, right, when you were trying to do it yourself.
Yes. It happened to me more than once. I had some lenders saying that the file was declined, and 3 months later, I found out from the client that it was funded. And I'm the type of guy that always follow up with my clients. If I can't do something with them right now, I still check in from time to time.
Yeah.
And they said, well, Ricardo, I thought you was a part of the deal. They gave me a great deal and said they would take care of you, and it didn't happen. So I got wise, and you can definitely do this industry without the blueprint. I will tell you that. But it's going to add so many unnecessary years of the learning curve that you don't want to go through because you're going to lose a lot of money. And one thing that I love about the blueprint, you have a team, a guideline. If you follow it step by step, you cannot fail. You cannot
Absolutely.
fail at all.
And I want to reemphasize that. Yeah, you said something great. I've never said that you cannot build this business without the blueprint, right? But just like to your point, then you're going to go through a lot of trial and error, right? You're going to try to figure it out yourself. Probably you're going to lose some money because you're going to get your deal stolen and things like that. And a lot of people either do not have that much time to go through the trial error, or they don't have the budget. So they come in from one end and they get lost from the other end, because then they assume that, oh, this doesn't work. Well, millions of dollars in commissions are made every single day. It's just if you're following the wrong path, either you're going to be patient and at some point figure it out, be it a year, 2 years, however long it takes, you will figure it out naturally. But a lot of people are not going to give it that time. They're not going to be that patient. But they're not going to have that much time because, you know, with limited budget, limited time and resources, it is very difficult to figure it out. And the other thing that I think you might agree is that in this industry, there's not a lot of information on how to do things, right?
Not at all. And that's the problem. It is nothing to tell you what's real and what's not real in this industry. You kind of figure it out by just learning, but your program cuts all the yellow tape out. It's written there for you who the real lenders are, what to do, what not to do. Even how to, you know, approach the client. That's the hardest part, which is approaching the merchant without trying to appear too salesy and being a consultant and just not a broker. So that's the biggest thing.
I think that's the biggest thing. So you might have everything going. Let's say you already have partners or lenders and things like that. If your sales process is broken, it's not conveying the message of that trust, between a consultant and a client. It is going to be very difficult for you to get someone funded. The product itself is very simple. You're pretty much giving money to businesses, so it's not complicated. But the process of conveying that trust in someone so they know that your intentions are good, you're not going to do something that's going to hurt them, that's the complicated part, and that comes with knowing the right things, right? You can't, like some people, you know, might tell you fake it until you make it, but you can't always wing it. It kind of catches up to you unless you're kind of building it up, right? So that's not the good way to do it. And
a lot of clients, they feel your energy. You don't have to sell them. Like, it can be two different people with the same product. If they feel your energy more, that you care about their business as if it was your business, they're going to do business with you, even if it's a little higher in rate.
It's okay. Yeah. There are many cases that you can choose to be more expensive and still have that client as your client because they prefer to work with you than someone else that they totally do not trust, right? So that's what it comes down to, because our role is very important. We're helping them with their finances, which is a very sensitive topic for businesses. It either makes them or breaks them. So they need to work with someone that they can trust and believe that they have good intentions. So that's very, very key. And I want to also mention that, so when you started, you recently funded a deal. So okay, let's talk about that, the size of the deal, and the structure and how it came about. So if you don't mind sharing that, that would be great.
Okay, how it came about, when I was doing the blueprint, I went through the videos and I seen links looking for working capital. And I said, okay, this is what I can provide. We got on the phone for the 10-minute call. And I went through every guideline and asked each and every question how I was supposed to, that you gave me, even questions that I wasn't asking on the front end before. Mm-hmm. So I had the full picture of what they was looking for, and they needed money like yesterday. So it was a lender that you provided, and I already was signed up with this particular lender, but the process was a lot faster, and I made 8 points on that deal. It was $100,000 deal.
So 8 points, $100,000 deal. That's what? That's $8,000 in commissions, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
That's a great
payday. I didn't change anything from your process. Everything that I'm doing up to this point is following the blueprint. And I have been in the industry 3 years, and I didn't have some success, made some commissions. But your program is hands down to keep commissions coming in.
And thanks for being so humble. That's another question that I sometimes get. So people say, or either they say, I'm not from the industry, I have zero experience, or they say, hey, I'm already from the industry, like I know this business inside out. If what you know has not been generating the results you're looking for, it is time to wipe it out and start learning from scratch, right? Because just
Right.
because you've been in the industry for X amount of time does not mean much, since the only metric in business is revenue. If everything is working
Of course.
fine, because you figured it out, that's fine. But if something is not working and you see yourself needing a strategic system, then what you know might not help you, and actually, honestly, it might even hurt you, because if you assume that you know it all, like you said it very. So you say you follow everything. It is very difficult for someone who's been from the industry to do that. So I applaud you for that. Kind of take it in, acknowledge it, and just apply it. That's a big deal.
And you have to come from a place where if you're going to join something, in order for something to work, you know nothing. You have to learn it from scratch. And the way I have been, helping my clients so long, I'm a hard worker. I consistently, check in with clients. So that's how I was getting a lot of deals. But now that I have a process because of you, I can build a book of business. That's the difference.
And that's a massive difference. Adding one or two deals more per month can take your income to 15, 20 grand. And that's a lot of difference, right? I mean, we live in a country that the average person is making 40 grand a year, and you're talking about making $8,000 from just one deal. And how many days did it take for that deal to come through from you, not even knowing who this guy is, to getting him funded?
It took 2 days.
Yeah.
I met them on Friday. I had a call with the client on Friday. They sent me all their documentation back because I requested everything up front. I submitted it to the lender. We got the contract out. They signed the contract and they got funding that Monday.
Wow.
Because it was on a Friday at the end of the month when they were super busy.
That's just unbelievable. 2 days. Wow. And I'm sure this client will come back for more, because you did a great job by him, and that you're building your book of business. That's the awesome part.
Yeah.
So that's great. Anyone, a lot of my channels, I mean, we do have some students, but on my YouTube channel, a lot of people are just like you before you joined. They're just going through the video by video, watching it, learning it, trying to absorb as much information as possible, and trying to find out if this thing is real or not. So what would you say to someone who were in your shoes a couple of weeks ago prior to messing into the program?
What would I say to them? I would tell them, don't think about it and just jump in. Just do it. Even if you're in the industry, just do it. Because it's so valuable. The information that you're going to get is valuable, but the group that we're a part of is like no other. You put something in the group, you need help, they're going to point you in the right direction.
I think that's one thing that I'm very proud of on behalf of our members. You're absolutely right. We've built an amazing culture within our group. Like, people are like, it literally takes 1 or 2 minutes to get a response to a question. You put something and someone else jumps in and answers the question, and they go out of their way to help you out. We don't, as a group, we don't believe in the mindset of scarcity. There's enough, and more than enough, for everyone, and everyone kind of chimes in and helps each other out. And you're one of those people too. So I'm very proud of all of you guys. This has been amazing. I mean, I couldn't have prayed for anything better than this.
Right. And one thing I do like about the group, we all win together and we all lose together. It's not just all good things. Like, even, let's say, example, if Daniel, he was working on the deal, I just seen that he just closed the deal, he put in a lot of work. He's telling you the bad and the good. So now you're educating yourself about good and bad on how to deal with certain situations when they arise. So I really, really love that.
Absolutely. It's not about bragging about your success, right? So it's about sharing what exactly happened. So next person comes in, they don't fall through that trap. Sometimes deals like yours, super easy 2 days, boom, passes through. Sometimes you have hiccups along the way, but if no one talks about it, it might give you the wrong perception. So that's the thing. Everyone is like so open. There's no ego because, well, I mean, we're all here to learn, right? We're all here to take our business to the next level. What better way to do it than sharing? Because I heard I learned a long time ago, best way to learn something is to teach it. So if you share your recent success, it is engraved in your brain even further. So next time you come across a situation, you already know because you share with other people. But if you try to hold it yourself, our mind works in funny ways that we end up forgetting that experience. So the more we share, more we remind ourselves how to make it work better. That's how you jump from doing 2 deals a month to 5 deals a month to 10, 20 deals a month. Then maybe build an organization and train people. That's just that's how it works.
Right. That's definitely how it works, and I love that about the program. And it's just like a good team, like Cheryl. Once I received documentation from my other client, this is another client I got off of LinkedIn. He doesn't qualify for merchant cash advance. He's in the oil and gas industry, but he has a bunch of equipment. Now, with the questions that you tell us to ask on the front end, now I need to ask about the other, assets and real estate and equipment. At first, it was merchant cash advance. Give me 4 months of bank statements, 1 page of application. Now I get everything because you have to paint the perfect picture. Merchant cash advance is not for everyone.
No. That's why your business
and I love the fact that you diversify what you have going on.
Absolutely. The problem is when you make your business all about one product, and if that product is not a good fit, then what do? Right? Your business is not performing well and you're not helping the other person. But if your business is about the customer, then it doesn't matter what product you offer them. You're going to offer them the best product. So in your case, if you didn't know about equipment leasing, you would just tell the person, listen, this is not a good fit for you, right? Or but someone would have, what's that?
And you lose the deal if you don't know about other products. You can't.
Right. So this way now we have resources like Cheryl, the equipment leasing and things like that. Now we have ammo to work with the client and get stuff approved, which makes a big difference because that's what you're here to do. So if you start funding deals like that, that means you're going to be able to handle more complicated deals. And we know that in business, you're paid in the proportion to the size of the problem you solve, right? So if you're solving a bigger problem for the client, you make a lot more money.
Right. And in that particular situation with the deal that I did, the client said I worked so hard, they actually gave me another fee on top of what the lender gave me because I worked so hard. They was calling me at 12 o'clock at night, sending me documents, and I was answering the phone.
Yep. That's how you got the deal.
I really love it, and I could tell anybody to, join the program, but don't think it's overnight success because it don't work like that. You're building something long-term that's going to be sustainable and consistent. Anybody can close one deal and, stop, but consistency is the key.
100%, man. Great point. So joining the blueprint and doing nothing is not going to make you rich. So if that's the goal, don't do it. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme, or you're not going to just, money is not going to fall from the tree. It is providing you a guideline to go through step by step, apply it. If you're serious about building a business, you're just going to make a lot of money. That's what it comes down to.
Yes, most definitely.
Any last thoughts, Recardo, before I let you go? I know you're busy, so I don't want to keep you long.
Yes, it's been a pleasure, Oz. I have no other questions, but anybody that's watching the video, join the program. You won't regret it. You have an incredible team. Incredible.
Thanks, man. And members like yourself make it more valuable. Definitely appreciate your input and your time today. And I'm very glad and humbled to have you as a part of my group. Thanks so much. Talk to you later, Recardo.
Likewise. Thanks, Oz.
Bye-bye.
All right.